Hi, students. My name is Jean Wilwell. I'm the Senior Director of Residential and Commuter Life. Welcome to the online tutorial regarding the Longwood Managed Apartment Registration Process. You'll see here that our contact information is at the bottom of the screen here. So if you have any questions after viewing this tutorial, feel free to email us at housing@longwood.edu or give our call in office at 434-395-2080. So first, just wanted to outline some information about the housing options for next year. We have been, for the past 2 years, renovating apartments, and we're completing the final stage of renovations this coming summer. So you'll see there all of the apartments that have already been completed and the townhouses that have been completed. And this coming summer, we'll finish the last part of the renovations to Landings Northeast and Southeast, Lancer Park 204, and the last remaining townhouses at Lancer Park. An exciting option that we've been doing the past couple of years, and we are going to continue for next year, is this 12-month housing option at the Landings and Lancer Park. So how that works is if you're a current student that lives at the Landings or Lancer Park this year, and you squat your apartment and return to the same space for next year, you'll have the option later on to select 12-month housing or summer storage at no additional cost to the student. What this means is that you'll be eligible to store personal items in the living space over the summer, which we call summer storage, or you can also choose to reside in the living unit during the summer months. So from May through August, if you wanted to stay in that space over that time, you would be able to do that at no additional cost to the student. The only exception to this is the apartments that are going to be renovated this coming summer. So if you're a student that lives in Landings Northeast, Southeast, Lancer Park 204, or the 801 townhouses, if you squat your apartment unit, you won't be eligible for 12-month or summer storage since we're renovating those apartments over the summer, but you'll return in the fall to newly renovated apartments with new living room and kitchen furniture. Those students that are interested in the 12-month or summer storage option, after apartment registration, we will send information to those students that are eligible to select that option on how to do that in the Student Housing Gateway. The other thing that we're going to continue with is the Lancer Park parking pass. So over the past couple of years, we've allowed students that live at Lancer Park who purchase a parking pass to not only park at Lancer Park, but also to be able to park in the commuter spaces in the main campus. And so the FAB will continue to run the direct shuttle from Lancer Park to campus and from campus to Lancer Park. This is just an added convenience for students who may want to be able to drive their vehicles to campus. We have expanded meal plan options for students living in the apartment community. So those students living in the residence halls are required to be on the all-access meal plan. But those students that move to Lancer Park or Longwood Landings will have the option to choose from the Block 80 and the Block 50 meal plan. They can also choose the all-access meal plan if they would like, but it does give them some additional meal plan options. So let's talk a little bit about the registration process. The registration process will begin February 6th and it runs through February 15th. If you're a student that plans to register for an apartment with specific roommates, prior to your registration day, one member of your group will create a roommate group in the Student Housing Gateway, and then those that are invited to be a part of that roommate group can accept membership in that group using that same form in the Student Housing Gateway. I will show you in a few minutes here how to do that. We want to make housing registration as easy as possible for students, so we do allow students to register for an apartment without full occupancy. What that means is let's say you have a group of 3 and you all want to live together and you want to sign up for a 4-bedroom apartment, but you don't have a 4th roommate. That's okay. You, on your registration day, can still sign up for that 4-bedroom apartment with your 3 roommates. And then the Residential and Commuter Life Office would then fill that open space later on during the registration process with another student that needs a housing space. Housing registration will be conducted each day from 10 to 4 through the Student Housing Gateway. We just remind students that you'll need to enable pop-ups in your web browser If you've used the Housing Gateway on the device you're using to register, you would have already enabled pop-ups, but if you're using a new device, you may need to do that. Each group is going to select one person from their group to be their designated roommate, and they will register the group for the assignment. So the designated roommate is going to want to make sure that everybody in the group has accepted the invitation to join the group prior to their registration day so that everybody can get pulled in to the apartment space when they register. So going through the timeline for registration, February 6th, 7th, and 8th, the Housing Gateway will be open from 10 to 4 for students who want to squat their apartment. So how squatting registration works is if you currently live in the apartment unit this spring semester and you want to return to that same apartment unit for the fall, you can register on squatting day and pull in your roommates that you had added to your roommate group form. So for example, I may be living in Lancer Park this year. I want to return to the same apartment. Maybe perhaps my other roommates are graduating. I can pull in other students to be my roommate on that day. They don't have to be students that are specifically living in the apartment with me now. You just need one person who currently lives in the apartment that is returning to the apartment in order to sign up on squatting registration day. And so if you want to return to the same studio apartment, 2-bedroom or 4-bedroom apartment, you're going to need to complete your registration on either February 6th, February 7th, or February 8th. Okay. As a reminder, students can register without full occupancy, but we do encourage students to fill as many spaces in the apartment as they can with roommates that they have self-selected. And as I mentioned before, those students that squat and return to the same bedroom are eligible to participate in summer storage or 12-month housing. The only exception to that are apartments that are scheduled for renovation this coming summer, in summer 2023. On those same dates, February 6th to February 8th, we will also be conducting our studio lottery. Studio apartments are one-person apartments. We have a limited number of those across campus. We only have 30 of them. So we do this as a lottery process. If a student is interested in being in the lottery, they would submit the lottery form in the Housing Gateway between February 6th and February 8th. Submissions just need to be received by 4 p.m. on February 8th. Since we have a limited number of studio apartments, we do reserve studios just for rising juniors and seniors, okay? So you'd have to have 56 or more completed credits at the end of the spring semester to submit the lottery application. We determine your completed credits by taking what you've already completed, and then we add on what you're registered for the spring semester. And then we will notify applicants regarding the lottery results by 12 noon on Thursday, February 9th. So any student that's entering the studio lottery will know whether or not they've received a studio apartment before registration opens the following week for the 2 and the 4-bedroom apartments. So on Monday, February 13th, we will have Rising Senior Apartment registration. Registration opens at 10 and runs till 4. So when we get to senior apartment registration, you just need one person in your group to have earned at least 89 completed credits at the end of the spring semester. That individual can then sign up the entire group regardless of how many completed credits the other members of the group have. So for example, I could be a rising senior with 89 or more completed credits, but perhaps 3 of my other roommates are rising sophomores. I can sign up on the Rising Senior registration day because I have at least 89 or more credits, and I can pull in all of my roommates on that day, okay? And as I mentioned earlier, you can register without full occupancy for any of the apartments that are available. Then after senior registration on Tuesday, February 14th, we will have junior apartment registration. Registration will open at 10. It will close at 4. Similar to Rising Senior Day, the designated roommate just needs to have at least 56 completed credits at the end of the spring semester to assign themselves and their roommates to the apartment unit. So you just need one person in your group to have 56 or more credits, and they can pull in the rest of the group on that day that they register for the apartment space. Then on Wednesday, February 15th, from 10 to 4, we will have our sophomore apartment registration day. So this would be if you have a full group that everybody in your group are going to be rising sophomores next year. So 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 anybody in your group could do the registration for your group at this point. This is the day for people with 55 or less completed credits to go ahead and sign up for your apartment space. As I mentioned earlier, you don't need to have full occupancy to register for the apartment. So, your group could have one person in it, could have two people in it, could have three people in it. You can go ahead and sign up for those apartments. Some helpful reminders and tips. The housing rates for next year have been published and are on the housing website. We do encourage students to talk to whoever helps you pay your bill to Longwood about where you're wanting to live next year, just so you ensure that fits with your financial plan. At any point in time, you can review the housing terms and conditions, which are on our website. I've provided the link right there for the Student Housing Gateway. That can be conveniently found on the Lancer dashboard as well on the main university website, and also on the longwood.edu/housing website. So the housing website also has a link there. Also, every email that you've received about housing registration and reminders that you'll receive will have that link in those emails. I always suggest to students to talk with your group about, where's your first choice as far as where you want to live? What is your second choice? In the event that you get into the Housing Gateway and your first choice is full, that just alleviates the stress for the designated roommate if they know exactly where you would want to sign up after that. As a courtesy to students, something that we will do is when we finish the squatting registration process, we will post an announcement on our main website regarding how many apartment units of each type remain going into Rising Senior Day. We will do the same thing after Rising Senior Day. That evening, we will post the number of apartment types that remain going into Junior Day. And then after Junior Day, we'll do the same thing prior to sophomore registration. So if you check the website sometime after 6 p.m. that evening, you will be able to see that. It just gives you a good idea of what the likelihood is that you're going to get into the unit you may desire going into the next day. So that's just something we do to just make the process a little bit easier for students. The other thing that's really important is to make sure your roommates have all accepted membership in your group prior to your registration day, because only students that have accepted membership will be able to get pulled in as roommates when you register for the apartment. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is show you what the roommate group form looks like, how you form your roommate groups, and then what apartment registration is going to look like when you go to register for a space on your day. So this screen should look very familiar to you. This is the login screen for the Student Housing Gateway, where you would log in with your LancerNet ID and password. Once logged in, you're going to see your name there highlighted in yellow and something called an RMS-ID number. So the RMS-ID number is important because that is the number that you're going to use to search for roommates to add to your roommate group. This ensures that you're pulling in the correct person for your roommate group. So if you're the person forming your roommate group, what you'll want to do is ask your friends that you're going to want to have live with you to log into the Housing Gateway and ask them to give you their RMS-ID number. Then you can use that on the roommate group form to invite them to your group. If you log into the Housing Gateway today, you'll see underneath the continuing registration area that the roommate group form is available. That is available now. You just need to form your roommate group and have people accept membership before your registration day. So if you want to do that well in advance, by all means, go ahead and you can start forming those groups. But just make sure you have that done before you register for housing. You can also view your completed credit total at any time in the Housing Gateway. I did email that to students as a courtesy about a week ago, but you can view it at any time in the Student Housing Gateway. And then once we get to the date where apartment registration begins, there will be a button there for apartment registration, which is what you'll click on to actually register for an apartment. First, what I want to do is show you what the roommate group form looks like and how you form roommate groups. So this is the roommate group form. We have instructions on the form, so if you forget what I'm explaining to you right now, that's perfectly fine. It'll tell you that on the form. But to create a roommate group, you would just click on that green Create Roommate Group button at the bottom of the screen. You'll see in this example that I have already invited 2 members to my roommate group, and now I'm looking to invite the 4th member of our group. You'll also notice that since I'm the person who established the group, my status is leader. I don't have any special privileges just because I'm the leader. It's just how the system delineates who created the group. You'll also notice that the next person down, Betty Newman, her status is member of the group. That means that I've invited Betty to the group, and she has already accepted membership in the group. Courtney, who I invited to the group, has not accepted membership yet. And so once she accepts membership, her status will change to member. And now you'll see at the bottom here, I'm trying to invite another student to my roommate group. So I would click on that green invite button to bring up this search function where I'm going to put in the RMS ID number of the person I want to invite to the group. Once I put in the RMS ID number, I'm going to click on the search button with the little binoculars next to it to bring up the name of that student. Once I've brought up that student through the search function, I will hit the select button to add them to my group. Once I've hit the select button, their name will appear above with my name, Betty Newman, Courtney's name. They'll be listed there as one of the students that are part of the roommate group. Something that's very important is once you've added everybody to the roommate group, you need to click the finish button at the bottom of the screen to actually save this in that Student Housing Gateway. Once you click the finish button, you will get a confirmation message that this has been submitted and that your submission's been received. Each person that you invited is going to receive an email, which is going to give them instructions to log into the Housing Gateway, utilize a roommate group form to either accept or reject membership in the group. So when they go into the roommate group form, they're going to see their name listed, and they're going to have two buttons next to their name. One button is going to say to accept membership in the group, and one is going to say decline membership in the group. So if you want to be a member of the group and live with these individuals, you'll go in and you'll just click the accept button and then click finish at the bottom of the screen so that your entry is saved. As students accept membership in the group or reject membership in the group, all group members will receive emails letting them know that that's happened. So it's just a way that the communication will continue to come to you as individuals that are a part of your group accept membership in the group. And like I said before, once you submit the form, you will receive this confirmation email letting you know that it has been submitted. And then those emails will be generated by our computer system. Next, what I want to show you is how you actually register for an apartment. So as I mentioned before, you're just going to have one member of your group sign up your entire group on the registration day. So as long as the members of your group have accepted membership in the group, when this individual goes in to register, everyone will get signed up at the same time. So on this screen here, you'll see at the bottom of the screen, there's a roommate group member section. So any students that have accepted membership in your group are going to be listed below roommate group members. So if everybody in your group is listed below, then you're good to move on to the next part of the process. If you notice there's somebody that's missing from your group that you invited to be a roommate, that means they have not accepted membership in the group. So what you'll want to do at this point is stop with your registration process, contact your friend and ask them to use the roommate group form to accept membership in the group. Then you can go back into the apartment registration form, their name will be listed, and you can move on with the registration process. So once you've confirmed that all your roommate group members are listed here, go ahead and click on the next step button at the bottom of the screen to begin the registration process. So you will come here, and everything that I'm explaining to you right now is in the helpful tips right above. But when you get to this part of the registration process, you're going to have the option to search for a specific apartment type, or you can do it by community. So with the drop down for room type description, you can choose Lancer Park 2-bedroom, Lancer Park 4-bedroom, Longwood Landings 4-bedroom, Lancer Park North and South 4-bedroom, North and South 2-bedroom apartment. And so this is how you can bring up a list of just those apartment types. So if you know that you and your friend just want to get into a 2-bedroom apartment, you're going to search for a 2-bedroom apartment. If you want to get into a 4-bedroom apartment, use the 4-bedroom button. If you're interested in a townhouse at Lancer Park, please know that the Lancer Park townhouses will populate in the Lancer Park 4-bedroom list. So the Lantern Park 4-bedroom list will have both townhouses and 4-bedroom apartments that will populate into that list for you to choose from. So once you've done that, what'll happen is I've chosen to search for a Lantern Park 4-bedroom. And over on the right-hand side of the screen, you will see all of the apartments that are available to register for. You can scroll down through that list, and once you find the unit that you would like to sign up for, you are going to click on that yellow lock icon to the far right of the apartment. And what will happen is once you click on that lock icon, it pulls that apartment from the list, and nobody else can sign up for that apartment while you're completing the registration process. So you go ahead and click on the green or the yellow lock icon. It will take you to this next screen. All you're doing in this next screen is putting yourself and your roommates in the bedrooms you're going to have them living in the apartment. In a 4-bedroom apartment, the A and B spaces are going to share a bathroom, and the C and D spaces will share a bathroom. If you get to the screen and you realize, oops, I didn't mean to select that unit, I wanted to pick another one, you don't have to start all the way at the beginning again. You can just click on that release lock button, and it'll take you back to the previous screen where you can pick another unit. But if you're sure this is the unit you want to sign up for, all you need to do is use the drop downs next to the bedrooms there to place each student in the specific bedroom they're going to live in. And so you'll see that I placed myself and my other roommate into the A and B rooms in this townhouse. So at this point, all I need to do at the bottom of the screen, there is a finish button. All you need to do is click the finish button, and it will complete the registration process for your group. And you will receive a confirmation message that the registration has gone through. Each person that's been registered for the housing space will automatically receive a confirmation email within seconds of the registration taking place. It will let them know where they've been signed up for. There are also instructions in that email to sign up for your meal plan. So you're going to have one student sign up your group for housing, but then each individual student needs to sign up for their meal plan. And so make sure when you get that confirmation email that you click on the link in the email to go ahead and sign up for your meal plan for next year. If at any point in time you have additional questions regarding the housing registration process, please contact our office by emailing housing@longwood.edu or calling 434-395-2080, and we will be glad to assist you. Thank you very much.